The Redskins didn't make many moves in free agency, signing a trio of former New York Giants, Landon Collins, Ereck Flowers, and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. Washington also made the trade with the Denver Broncos to acquire QB Case Keenum official, and resigned RB Adrian Peterson. The Redskins aren't done with the QB market, and will reportedly still look to the draft to get another QB. Which round that happens in is the big question. Missouri QB Drew Lock and Duke QB Daniel Jones are the popular options for the Redskins. The Redskins trading up into the top 5 is a pretty popular choice this week too. Kyler Murray falls in a few mocks this week. And there hasn't been much love for Josh Rosen this week. Bruce Allen spoke to a few reporters at this week's NFL owner meetings and didn't say much. He did try to make anyone believe that the Redskins don't need a young QB this year. Should the Redskins still draft a QB in the first round? Is trading for Josh Rosen the best long-term answer this year? Which non-QB will help the Redskins most this year? Drew Lock, QB. Missouri SB Nation, Catter, offseason needs, left guard, wide receiver, edge rusher, offensive tackle. Lock is one of hardest players to not only evaluate, but also find a good spot for in the draft. On the surface, he's a highly talented thrower with a strong arm, good enough mobility, and a magnetic personality. But when you dig just a little, you see an erratic quarterback with average accuracy and relatively small hands. His opinion is all over the place in the NFL, and that's what makes his draft slot so hard to pin. Round 2, Dalton Risner, OL, Kansas State zone coverage with Alex Smith out the entire season and possibly beyond. This front office can only hope and pray one of the big 3 quarterbacks fall into their lap. Case Keenum will be a great bridge, but after throwing for nearly 50 TDs in the SEC as a junior, Lock has a cannon for an arm and can make all the big boy throws in the NFL. This gives Jake Gruden more than enough to work with on a playoff-ready roster that can now stay competitive in 2019, even with a rookie signal caller. Newsday. Washington traded for Case Keenum as a replacement for the injured Alex Smith, but the former Bronco is more of a stopgap option than a long-term answer. Drew Lock might remind some people of Bills rookie Josh Allen. Both have good size, strong arms and the athleticism to make wow plays, but also struggle with consistency. NFL Draft Geek Daniel Jones, QB, Duke Sporting News. Jones has all-around, pro-tailored skills to go with his ideal size, 6'5", 221 pounds, built up by NFL-friendly tutelage from Peyton and Eli Manning mentor David Cutcliffe. Jones also has the tough makeup that makes him a good successor to Alex Smith, with Case Keenum serving as only bridge insurance. Bleacher Report. Miller. The Redskins' depth chart at quarterback currently consists of Case Keenum and an injured Colt McCoy, so it's obvious that the front office will go with a quarterback at No. 15 overall. There is a theory among NFL evaluators that Washington could be the team to trade for Josh Rosen if the Arizona Cardinals make him available. That would give the team a starting quarterback and long-term answer at the position while likely costing just a second-round draft choice. Without predicting trades, the Redskins go after the NFL-ready, poised Daniel Jones from Duke. He's a smart, sharp passer who is ready to hit the field on Sundays after being well coached by David Cutcliffe in college. Round 2, Kelvin Harmon, WR, NC State. Round 3, O'Shawn Joseph, LB, Florida. Joe Jackson, OLB, Miami. Walter Football. If the Cardinals trade Josh Rosen, the Redskins will be the favorite to acquire him. They traded for Case Keenum, but still need a young quarterback. Rosen would make a ton of sense. If they can't get Rosen, they'll have to select a quarterback with this pick. Daniel Jones has positive arm strength and athleticism, and he could be a top 15 pick because of his upside. In fact, Charlie Campbell reported that 3 NFL general managers believed he'd be the first quarterback taken in the 2019 NFL Draft when polled during the Senior Bowl. Some are comparing him to Carson Wentz. Round 2, N'Keal Harry, WR, Arizona State. The Redskins should pair their rookie quarterback with a new starting receiver, which is something they desperately need. A 6'3" wide receiver with a good speed, N'Keal Harry has the potential to become a first-round prospect, especially after a strong combine. Round 3, Connor McGovern, D.C., Penn State. The Redskins have one of the worst centers in the NFL, so that's a position they'll sorely need to upgrade. They also need help at guard, so why not draft a player who can play all three interior offensive line positions? C.J. Conrad, Tay, Kentucky. Jordan Reed has proven to be unreliable, so the Redskins will need to find a new tight end. C.J. Conrad is a nice route runner with good hands. Walter Football Campbell, the Case Keenum trade won't take away quarterback as an option for Washington. Keenum is just a stopgap player. As WalterFootball.com reported, first, the Redskins were getting a third-round compensation pick, so they have extra ammo if they want to move up slightly to get a quarterback of the future. I believe that Drew Lock or Daniel Jones could be the target for Washington. Jones completed 61% of his passes in 2018 for 2,674 yards with 22 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He also missed 2 games with a collarbone injury. The 6'5", 221-pounder has good size, pocket presence and a quality arm, plus is an intelligent signal caller. Jones received excellent preparation for the NFL from head coach David Cutcliffe. As a 3-year starter, Jones enters the NFL having played in 36 games. In 2017, Jones completed 56% of his passes for 2,439 yards with 12 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. As a freshman, he made 63% of his passes for 2,836 yards with 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Round 2, Riley Ridley, WR, Georgia. The Redskins could use more receiving threats for their offense. Ridley totaled 44 catches for 570 yards and 9 touchdowns in 2018. He is a nice wide receiver who is capable of producing a lot more, but the Bulldogs did not give him a lot of targets due to their running-based defense. Ridley, 6'1", 199, is a quick, smooth wideout who can generate separation via agility and route running. He also got good preparation for the NFL from Jim Chaney. Round 3, Deontay Thompson, Alabama. The Redskins could use a free safety to go with Landon Collins. Thompson had a great start to 2018, and multiple team sources were raving about him, but he cooled down and disappointed in the back half of the season. He had an underwhelming game against Georgia and then turned in 2 very ugly performances against Oklahoma and Clemson in the college football playoffs. On the year, he totaled 2 interceptions, 6 passes broken up, 3 forced fumbles and 79 tackles. The 6'1", 195-pounder has a good skill set, but he lacks instincts, and after his hot start to 2018, he stopped making plays on the ball. Thompson was a backup to Minkah Fitzpatrick and Ronnie Harrison as a junior. Over limited playing time in 2017, Thompson had 25 tackles, a pass breakup and an interception. Sheriff Miller, 3-4 OLB, Penn State. Weeks ago, sources told me the Redskins would receive this compensatory pick, and the NFL announced the compensatory picks just before the combine. The Redskins could lose Preston Smith in free agency. Here's a replacement. Miller totaled 41 tackles with 15 for a loss and 7.5 sacks in 2018. He is an intriguing player and has some talent. The 6'4", 254-pound Miller could be a sleeper who ends up being a nice value pick. Miller had 37 tackles with 11 tackles for a loss and 5 sacks in 2017. Dwayne Haskins, QB, Ohio State. CBS Sports. White Redskins get number 3 for no. 15, 173, 2021. CBS Sports NFL insider Jason LaCanfora put this scenario forward last week, so let's pull the trigger here, with the Redskins paying a big price in next year's first-rounder along with one of their 2 fifth-round picks this year to the Jets to come up and get Haskins rather than settling for one of the other quarterbacks at no. 15. He'd figure to get early snaps for a Washington team looking for a spark. Round 2, Kelvin Harmon, WR, NC State. Washington made a big move up for a franchise quarterback in round 1, but they need to give him weapons in the passing game to help him succeed. Harmon is one of the best receivers in this draft class and is capable of being a quality number 1 option if he reaches his ceiling. Round 3, Christian Miller, edge. Alabama Redskins get no. 84 for no. 96, 153. After trading out with their earlier pick in the round, Washington decides it can't wait any longer to come up and get another Alabama defender in Miller to help replace Preston Smith's production. Barstool Sports. Do you really think the Dan Snyder-run team is going to just be cool rolling out Case Keenum as their starter week 1? Haskins threw for 4,831 yards with 50 TDs to just 8 INTs this past season at The Ohio State. He's a classic drop-back passer with advanced pocket awareness and really good accuracy, as he completed 70.0% of his passes this past season. The Redskins are in need of a starting-caliber QB with Alex Smith's injury, so they get aggressive and move all the way up from. The Jets have been anxious to recoup picks after moving up to. NJ.com trade. Washington Redskins received no. 3 overall pick. New York Jets received number 15 overall pick, no. 46 overall pick, 2nd round, no. 208 overall pick, 6th round, 2020 first round pick and 2020 second round pick. Analysis. The Redskins have to get aggressive here because their quarterback situation is hideous. There are only 2 top-tier options in this draft, Murray and Dwayne Haskins, so the Redskins will jump at the chance to land one. Kyler Murray, QB, Oklahoma draft wire. Easterling. After seeing the Giants trade up for Haskins, another team pulls the trigger and makes a massive jump up the board for another franchise passer. If Murray doesn't go no. 1. Don't be surprised if a team like Washington trades their first-rounder in 2020, along with their picks in the 2nd and 3rd round this year, to land a difference-maker at the game's most important position. Round 3. But the offensive additions shouldn't stop with juice. As stated before, I didn't go quarterback crazy in this mock draft. Is it likely to go down like this with no quarterbacks off the board into the teens? No, of course not. But I do think that if Kyler Murray doesn't go number 1 overall, who knows where he might go. Washington needs him. Bleacher Report. Rolling, DK. Metcalf, WR, Ole Miss NFL.com. Reuter. Washington needs a playmaking receiver in the worst way. Metcalf met with the team at the Combine, so we'll see if he made a good impression. Round 2, Will Grier, QB, West Virginia. Even after trading for Case Keenum, the Redskins may invest a pick in a future quarterback, given the severity of Alex Smith's injury. Round 3, Sione Takitaki, LB, BYU. Takitaki should be a force as an attacking inside backer for Washington. The team needs help in the middle after releasing Zach Brown, and starter Mason Foster is scheduled to become a free agent in 2020. Tyler Romer, OT, San Diego State. Romer has top 50 type ability, but his issues with coaches at San Diego State may cost him draft position. The Redskins need help at right tackle, though, so they will take a chance on him late in the 3rd round. NFL.com. Schrager. Metcalf is more than just a combine workout warrior. When healthy at Ole Miss, he was often the best player on the field. The first snap from scrimmage against Alabama, a one-handed snag and run that ended in the end zone, showed just that. The Redskins are waiting on former first-rounder Josh Doctson to be what they hoped at receiver. The 2016 22nd overall pick has 81 career catches, 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Grabbing Metcalf gives them an immediate contributor with obvious elite athletic skills to use in Jay Gruden's offense. Fans cited the Washington Redskins looked to be in control in the NFC East last season, holding on to first place towards the middle of the year. However, once quarterback Alex Smith went down with a season-ending injury, it was all over, as the team had to turn to the likes of Mark Sanchez and Josh Johnson. Smith's injury was so bad that he was ruled out for 2019 as well, which meant the team would have to be active in bringing in a quarterback for the second straight offseason. While they could have waited until the draft, and try and move up and get a guy, they instead decided to trade for former Denver Broncos starter Case Keenum. Keenum will battle it out with Colt McCoy for the starting job this season, and with the No. 15 overall pick in round 1, they should bring in a weapon on the outside for whoever starts in this draft class. DK Metcalf could be the first wideout off the board, and he would be a solid fit in this Washington offense. Metcalf put on an absolute show at the Combine, but he has never been too productive at the college level. That should change in Washington, where he will get to show off his fantastic physical abilities, and Keenum loves to throw the ball deep. Keenum should be the starter, and Metcalf is no. 1 Marquise Brown, WR, Oklahoma CBS Sports Presco. They have passing game issues, but Brown could help alleviate those issues. He can fly, but he is coming off a foot injury. CBS Sports, Wilson, Brown suffered a Lisfranc injury in February and may not be ready to return to the field until late summer, but he's a game-changing talent, which would be welcome news for a Redskins offense in need of playmakers. Round 2, Daniel Jones, QB, Duke. The Redskins got Hollywood Brown in round 1 and now they have a franchise quarterback to throw him the ball. Jones is as close as you're going to get to Eli Manning as in this draft class. He played for David Cutcliffe at Duke. Nikhil Harry, WR, Arizona State Bleacher Report. Knox, Noah Fant, Washington CBS Sports Trapasso. Fant is the ideal yak tight end to play in Jay Gruden's West Coast defense. Round 2, Garrett Bradbury, OC, NC State. Somewhat of a slide for Bradbury stops here, as Jay Gruden would love plugging him right away at center. Round 3, Christian Miller, edge, Alabama. The Alabama pipeline to DC continues with Miller, a long, explosive edge rusher with a nasty straight arm. Gary Jennings, WR, West Virginia. Jennings was an awesome chain mover for Will Grier at West Virginia in 2017 and showed downfield ability as a senior. Brian Burns, edge, Florida State. $PN Kuiper. If Washington wants Missouri quarterback Drew Lock, it might have to trade up. And since I can't project trades here, Lock isn't on the board at No. 15. So with a void left by Preston Smith signing with the Packers in free agency, the Redskins go with the best edge rusher on my board in Burns, 6'5", 249 pounds, who is rising after the Combine. He can bend the edge as well as any pass rusher in this class. Sports Illustrated. With Case Keenum coming in, there's less pressure to draft a quarterback in Washington, though I think they could be in the running if Josh Rosen is traded. After losing Preston Smith in free agency to the Packers, Washington needs an edge rushing replacement, and they'll get that with Burns. Rashawn Gary, OLB, Michigan Draft Tech Painter. As we near the end of March, the Redskins still do not have their long-term solution at quarterback. The team is reportedly smitten with 2 quarterbacks, Missouri's Drew Lock and West Virginia's Will Grier, but those guys are only options if the team doesn't land Josh Rosen. I am making this pick based in the idea that Rosen is now a Redskin. In this case, the Redskins will be looking to replace the Preston Smith, who they lost in free agency. Montez Sweat and Rashawn Gary are the 2 edge players that are likely to drop this far on draft day, Sweat because of his heart condition and Gary because of his lack of production and reportedly questionable off-field character. Make no mistake though, Rashawn Gary has the prototypical size and movement skills for the position. While the bust potential is always there when taking a player without high production in the first round, the sky is the limit for Gary in the NFL. Gary can be moved inside and out and will be a perfect fit in a Redskins system that likes to use twists and stunts on the defensive line. Round 2, Amani Oruwariye, CB, Penn State. If you check out my favorite Redskins blog, which also might be the one I write for during training camp, Hogs Haven, you'll see the following needs listed for the team before the draft starts: QB, Edge, CB, OG, WRS, T. Wow, so, on the bright side, I guess the team can truly take best player available? Here, the Redskins select a versatile, and very much under-the-radar, big upstar big board team, defensive back in Amani Oruwariye. Oruwariye is a long corner that ran and moved well at the NFL Combine, but relies a bit too much on his jam at the line of scrimmage. Oruwariye will fit well in the Redskins' zone-heavy scheme where he can rely on his length to disrupt timing off the line and break up passes while reading quarterback eyes. Round 3, Emmanuel Hall, WR, Missouri. Nate Davis, E, Charlotte. Greedy Williams, CB, LSUNFL.com. Zierlein. Any consideration of a quarterback here could be superseded by Washington's need for immediate cover help. 14%, 121 votes, 11%, 97 votes, 6%, 51 votes, 4%, 40 votes, 3%, 28 votes, 13%, 112 votes, 1%, 11 votes, 4%, 34 votes, 31%, 260 votes, 3%, 30 votes, 6%, 53 votes, 837 votes. Total vote now.